Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion plays The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. We fell off the horse almost a month ago. We got back on the horse. Hey, it's Data Miner. I wanted to make a big fart noise with my mouth. Y9SJSSVK. Gonna level with you. Stats look fine. What I'll say about multi-dimensional, baby, it has some pogged out synergies, but for the most part, I think this is a good item that I don't like. I think it's a little overrated, but not everyone's maybe going to be in the same boat on that one. A lot of people probably take issue with my real assessment of how I feel about this item, but it is what it is. Most of the time, I use it. I only use it accidentally. Although... Oh, no. Oh, thank God we got out. Although I'm the king of diagonal walking, I will not walk on those spikes. That could have been a truly terrifying situation. In fact, it's still pretty bad. Not really. Like, we thought we would lose 1 HP for going in there. Instead, we lost 1.5 because we found a bad trip pill. That's not the end of the world. Now, it could also become the end of the world pretty quickly. I don't like the swarm intelligence on these guys. I really think they work together. They have like a hive mind. It's like a subreddit. They collude and cooperate, and I consider it uncouth and deliberate. I don't respect it. But all we need is, like, if we get 1 red heart back, if we get half a red heart back, I got a lot less to sweat. Statistically speaking, from an attribute-based perspective, you know, if we're looking at this run from a test-driven development perspective, blue sky thinking with our model of cognition, I think that this is actually a very, very good, very winnable run. Why don't you go first, then? And our stats are very balanced and pretty solid. We got no glaring foibles or complaints, except for HP, which I did to myself. We're going to try to keep our distance here, because one rogue shot could cause some issues. Hey, do you see what I see? A heart, standing in the corner so that I can pick it up. 2 hearts. Now you're just being ridiculous. Do you pog what I pog? A pog. Pogging in my pog. Okay, like, we're working on the lyrics for that one. It's not quite ready to go. Did I hurt you, Isaac? Why are we getting these rooms? Like, this is... It probably doesn't seem that bad at first blush, but I'm telling you, that was very close. This is a nasty little room here. It's a room that you don't want to... You know, catch this room on the wrong side of the bed. You might wake up dead. Like, it's nice to have a challenge, don't get me wrong. But this is... I mean, come on. It's a little ridiculous. Floor 1 is floor 1, dude. Oh my God, you finally got me. Are you happy now? Look at that dodge. Okay, there we go. We got some momentum. We've broken in with our incredible counterattack. Multi-dimensional baby, if you could please be so kind as to amplify the value and magnitude of my shots. Here's a little heuristic I might consider using. If multi-dimensional baby's shots doubling and also empowering your shots still has you take 2 minutes to beat a room, that room maybe could be reworked a little bit. But hey, you know what? I'm not trying to be negative. There are thousands of rooms in this game. Some of which we're still seeing for, like, the first time. Okay, number 1 thing. This is going to be controversial. My tastes are constantly changing in this, okay? Number 1 thing. Fight famine. Okay, number 2. Get a Tears upgrade. Or a Spirit Heart to maximize our deal with the Devil Chance. Those are the big ones. It's not really a big surprise, but I think people... I maybe overrate orbitals. I think a lot of Isaac novices underrate them to the extreme. Okay, just like... You just gotta hit yourself with a single bomb. Look, I'm not trying to be cynical early on here. The stats are great on this run. Don't get me wrong. But this is one of those situations where you're like, you know, when you take 5 minutes to get through the first floor of an Isaac run, you start to go a little stir crazy. You start to say, what's the problem here? The game or me? And the answer is a little bit of both. I'm not disappointed with this, though. Before we... Oh, my God. I was going to say before we go down, we'll take the pill. That's not... 0.91 is still well within the range of function for speed, so I'm not sweating it. Okay, so we should have sweated it. Oh, my God! I don't believe it. That was surprising. Ooh. Ooh. Good dodging. That room was put there to punish us, and we made it work. So I'm very happy. I got a lot of patience on this one. It might not seem like it, because early on I've been a little impatient, but I'm willing to recognize, you know, this is the floor where everything changes. As long as we keep our heads screwed on straight, we got nothing to worry about. Make it to that deal with the devil. The deal with the devil contains a multitude, a menagerie of good items that you could use for your own personal benefit. Or personnel benefit, really, if you get a familiar. Know what I mean? Don't come down here. Thank you. So doing the little things right means shooting the poop. That was bad dodging. You never want to dodge in the straight vector between, like, you and the shot that the enemy took. Oh, that was close. That was close. We got a lot of moving parts on this run. This is a weird one. I'm trying to diagnose, like, why this run feels so cursed. It feels like with our stats, it shouldn't feel this cursed. But it really does. Something about, like, a low rate of fire will make you miserable faster than anything else you could ever figure out, you know? But it's okay, dude. Just hold it together. You even got 2 bombs for the boss fight. Who would have thought? Constantly being on these large rooms is not helping. Really? I didn't think you could hit me there. I thought the poop would have blocked the shot. Okay, so there goes our deal with the devil chance, and there goes my patience. Oh, there goes gravity, I believe, is the expression that's been commonly used. Hey, just a thought here. All right, it's as high as it goes. All right. That's cool. That's cool, dude. It's not really like a big deal or whatever. And we got Ghost Baby, so I'm not sweating it. What do we do now? Recognize your moment of weakness is past. Lean into this 36% devil deal chance. Hope for a good item from the boss. Hope you get the devil deal regardless. And recognize that you'll be very happy to be on the next floor, where you actually may have the ability, nay, the privilege, to experience being able to use your optic nerves to see where enemies and bullets are without looking through a haze of smoke. I don't believe it, dude. We could have positioned ourselves better. We also could have blown that up faster. That's fine. Everything's okay. We got a good upgrade. We're gonna leave. Because honestly, I think it's better if we just leave that floor behind us. Alright, so that floor tested my psyche a little bit, and I would say I did not pass with flying colors. What are flying colors, anyway? You think that's an old kite expression? Probably not, huh? Maybe it's like if you went to the Air Force Academy. Flying colors are like the stripes you earn when you're good enough to be a test pilot or something. I don't know. I'm trying to reverse engineer an expression, an idiom, if you will, that makes no sense to me. So we're actually pretty strong now. Not very strong. Well, if you're gonna take this pill, this is when you want to take it. Not very strong, but pretty strong. And we have a 100% deal with the devil chance here that's much easier for us to get. So what we hope for now is really like that dream kind of like I was only pretending to be bad situation where we get a deal with the devil on this floor that makes us not regret missing the one on the last floor. Charm tears, for whatever reason, do not carry tears upgrade, but that's okay. I was thinking of fear tears. I guess you're more likely to cry from fear than from charm. It's a different kind of crying, at least. You know the run's getting spiced when I'm considering, like, hey, you know what might not be the worst idea in the world is using that dang old data miner, dude. But data miner tends to be... It's not just cursed, but it's like harnessing the power of a neutron star, right? Like, I don't know anything about that, but I imagine it's dangerous. That's the metaphor. That's the metaphor. Anyway, today's still Monday. It was a good day so far. I mean, we haven't even done the NLSS yet, and I'm like, I don't know, 7 or 8 videos deep, which is kind of ridiculous. But it's nice, don't get me wrong. Had a doctor's appointment as well today for Kate. Everything's good. I'm still not allowed to go inside the doctor's appointment. It is a privileged space while we're mid-corona, even though we're... You know, doing very well on cases in British Columbia. Hey, that's the thing, is like, you know, while you're doing well on cases, but is still out there working its magic, or, you know, sorcery? I don't know, which one's evil, magic or sorcery? Maybe neither of them are evil, maybe it's the caster. Anyway, I don't know, I don't play D&D. You know, you want to relax restrictions gently. You don't want to be like, there's no problem, let's everybody go to pool parties. So, just instead wait in the hallway and look at my phone, but it was nice. So we went to a good sandwich place close by. That's the highlight of my day so far. Along with being able to do some recording, went to a nice sandwich place close by. Delicious. How about that? Okay, that's my bad. That's my bad. I shouldn't have walked into you. Really, the only way this goes wrong is a loss of patience. Because we're very slow from a damage standpoint. And don't even get me started on Little Haunts. We made it bad on purpose as a joke. But over time, you will die and I will live. And I am he as he are we as we are all together. John Ilyich Lenin. I am the walrus. Goo goo gajoob. Marrow. Not a tears upgrade, I believe. Ah! Either way, this will, by definition, give us something useful. Because either we will get Head of Krampus, which is a useful spacebar item, or Lump of Coal, which is a passive damage upgrade. Either one of them is an extraordinary improvement, in my opinion, upon our present condition. We'll be leaving... and feeling okay. Admittedly feeling okay. Alright, so where are we at here? We're feeling pretty good. I don't know what this double key room's gonna be. I should have guessed it would be a room full of both metaphorical and literal excrement. Wheel of Fortune. It's okay. I would say the next, like, meta phase of our game plan is we're gonna try to, I mean, just maximize those deal with the devil chances is really all I can say. We're still, you know, we're lacking. We're lacking a lot. But we also have a pretty good bead on the shop on this floor, which is quite important, because a blue candle really does a lot to sort this run out. Even like BFF, maybe with Little Haunt, I don't know. Little Haunt's doing a bang-up job of taking out, like, the basic enemies. And I'll love it for that, but... Whether sensible or otherwise, in my heart of hearts, I look at this run as like, it's not that bad. If we started this run with bad stats, it would be one thing. Oh my lord. Every dubious item takes me slightly closer to the Omega tilt. You're really gonna give me anemia, holy water, and Abel? I mean, Abel's a kind of a different story because it came in a golden chest, but like all the other ones, it's a little insulting. I'm trying my best not to be insulted. Here's what I would say. I think that the most important way we could approach this... Sorry, I just bumped my microphone a little bit there. The most important way that we could approach this, in my opinion, is we see if we get an ill-gotten deal with the devil. If we do, then in my opinion, we take it, and then we take chaos. If we don't, we take chaos afterwards. So no matter what, we want to help. No matter what, we want to take chaos second. So I don't know if we pop this and hope it's alges or something. I guess we'll... Oh, thank you for the battery charge. No alges necessary. And the hollow, still gonna hit me. If only they'd been pointed in the other direction. But that's, you know, it is what it is. I could have pressed it a little faster. Really? Really? Okay, it actually was really good. I'm willing to own up to the fact that that was really good. So I'm trying to think. Please don't be Perthro, but if you're Yera, this would be nice. Okay, look at that. How about that? The pill's got to be good then. It was good. Hold on, we got something at the door. One moment, please. All right, we're back. It was full health. That's good. Not good enough to buy right now, I think. I think we'll go Chaos instead. I know Chaos... I very recently said I think it's bad. I do think it's bad. However, I also think that we're not in a position... Help. We're not really in a position to be making enemies right now. So I think if an item can swing from bad to good, then you probably take it. The downside is that if it goes terribly wrong, you're in a horrible spot, right? So I think this is, like, quite frankly, just a situation where if you don't get impatient, maybe the run takes you an hour. But if you don't get impatient, you win. The Bonehearts do a lot. We can go... it's not a curse room now that I think about it, so we can't go in there, actually, but... That hurt. But we got HP. The Boneheart is very protective. Alright, alright. We had a golden chest. Can we do anything with that golden chest, dude? I mean, I'm not really a huge fan of it, you know, like, this is 17 minutes of the run. We're on the caves too, but I can't deny we have improved our stats recently. Is this locked? Oh, it is kind of locked. Honestly, I want to fish for Crystal Ball. So before I blow this thing up, we're gonna look for it. Judgment. I don't know if this will spit it out far enough, but it's worth a try. Alright, well, it's a pretty good example of doing the little things right, I suppose, but not really getting anything out of it. But hey, that's what happens with the little things sometimes. Sometimes you sometimes you try to do the little things right. They don't always turn out right when you try so hard and you don't succeed. You know? You've heard of Coldplay. Probably. They're very famous. If you haven't, that's more an indictment of, you know, you not listening to the radio, which is also fine. It's also fine. Truth be told, I do think we definitely take an interest in this room. Now, stop running into enemies. That's... Your Boneheart gives you a disgusting amount of protection, but you're still just flaunting it. If you could just give me a bomb so I could access these other ones. Ooh. Okay, golden key. Golden key is nice. It's amazing how much impact, like, just getting a single rate of fire does. We went from, actually we got 2. We went from 8 to 6 after going from 12 to 8. And it completely changed the game. It makes an enormous difference. Oh, Mylanta. I've been making a lot of silly mistakes on this run, too. Let's redeem myself with a little gold star diagonal walking. I genuinely, here's where I'm at patience-wise. I almost walked into this room and pressed the spacebar to kill 2 enemies. I think you gotta recognize in yourself, hey, you got a little impatience right now. So what, what we're gonna do is we're gonna mitigate that impatience. You know, we're gonna say, hey, you know what? I accept my role in this right now. We could be playing a slower and better game. How are we gonna stop this? How are we gonna get around it? We're just gonna slow it down. We're not gonna say, hey, would it kill you to not give us like a Curse of Darkness every 3rd floor because of the fact that it makes, you know, my eyes hurt and adds nothing to the gameplay? No, we're not gonna make petty complaints like that about my ocular health. I'm not going to say anything like that. Are we going to say, hey, when are you going to add good pills back into the game so that good players choose to interface with this mechanic on their own terms instead of just out of a feeling of guilt? No, I'm not going to ask questions like that, okay? I'm not going to ask you when you're going to start putting good items in the item room. Okay, so this time, the answer to that question was right now. They got us on that one. Maybe this is where it all starts to come together. Actually, now that we have bombs... The very sensible play... Come on. I wasn't shooting, dude. Pop up. The very sensible play, and it is very sensible, is to walk back here. And, just... It's gonna take some time. And in the meantime, you're gonna be hearing a lot of wah, 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 wah. Wah to you as well, sir. And, a fine wah. Who's your favorite goalie of all time? Wah? I mean, he's good. Come on, though. Hasek? That was completely my bad. Tears down. Feels like I'm walking on sunshine. One makes you small. Lemon party. And a lover's card. Forgot I was holding that. Stop it. You just stop it, okay? You're too noisy. You're so noisy, you're about to become the capital of Idaho. Which I'm assuming is Boise. I'm hoping it's Boise, otherwise that it's not gonna make much sense. The things that I just said that came out of my mouth are not gonna make much sense. Please. Sir, I'm looking for my shop. Have you seen my shop? Have you seen my shop? Just anything to just make me feel what it feels like to do damage again. The 2 of spades. I'm sorry I got no banter. Like, the banter is like it's a lawnmower, right? I keep trying to but I'm not getting anywhere because I need to reach a certain level of run safety and strength before I can really feel good about it. And we're almost there. Like if we get a nice deal with the devil here, or if we get blue candle here, or if we get nothing at all here, then we'll have to think, okay, and the fool card doesn't really help us out, quite frankly. But we know we got to be close to the shop. I don't know, to be honest, I actually think it's probably worth the poison bombs. Because I was thinking about it as, like, who needs 5 more bombs? And now I'm thinking about it like, poison damage times 96 bombs is actually, like, that's good enough to start to hang your hat on something. Sister Vis, what's your price for flight? Now that was great. That felt amazing. And sad bombs now. There's just something about chaos, huh? This is a great time to have a golden key. And Bombo, let's go. Yeah. Oh, what? Get me out of here, dude. The game saved me. Thank you. Thank you, game. From this point forward, I dedicate myself to your honor. Look at that. I can't believe we just got a mom's knife in the angel room. It feels like a trivia question. Is it possible to get a mom's knife in an angel room? No. Yes. Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh, baby. I'm totally taking it. We're going hard on this one. This is where the whole thing comes unraveled. Bumbo, why don't you go ahead and grab that cash? If that was another guppy item, I may have auto-defecated. What's the difference between auto and self? It's an important question in this situation. You know what, Bumbo? Your time has come. Get pogged. This is maybe a little bit ridiculous, but you know what? I believe in your abilities. The run gave me the tools. Who am I to say no to it? You know what I mean? Felt like Bumbo just pooped out a penny and then ate it, which is unsanitary at the bare minimum. Sorry, Bumbo. That's your cash. That's my bad. All right. So, I mean, in one of the least likely ways possible, this run has now become incredible. It's still losable, but it's only losable across, like, by analyzing the run from the perspective of HP. As long as you get some HP, everything is under control. Genuinely, like, no problems whatsoever. Damage is fine. Room clearing ability is great. What's still alive? Oh, hello. You see that 360 no-scope? Told you the aim beast is helping. Toxic shock syndrome doing great work for us as well. So yeah, as mentioned, today's a Monday. We had a doctor's appointment today. That was cool. I mean, that wasn't really cool, but it was like, here's the thing. When you go to a doctor because you're, like, sick, or you're going to a doctor to see if the doctor's going to give you some terrible news about a test you took recently. Like, that's one thing, right? Sorry, Bumbo, this belongs to you, naturally. This was not that situation. This is a situation where, like, we're told to go to the doctor, you know, like, once every 2 weeks. So when we go to the doctor, it's mostly cool. Like, it's... I wasn't even in the room, but from secondhand, the interactions seem to be like, "Ah, everything looks great, you must be so excited." Whereas most of the time, I see a doctor, you know, they start to ask you some judgmental questions. Do you take intravenous drugs? And I'm like, no. They're like, are you sure? Yeah! Last time I checked, that's the kind of thing that's it's a little hard to slip your mind. I get you gotta ask, but at the same time, come on. You're my podiatrist. I don't have a podiatrist. I haven't reached that age yet, where I have a doctor for every body part. Soon. Well, no, probably not. I don't know. I mean, if I'm just being 1000% honest with you, I'm not fully cognizant of what a podiatrist does. Foot stuff, yeah, but not in the Tarantino way. But like, what do you do? You know? Like if your toenail gets cracked, do you go to a... No. Do you go to a... I do want it. Do you go to a podiatrist or do you go to like a GP? I don't know, man. I don't have the answers. I don't know why you're grilling me about this stuff. Just get me out of here, okay? I don't know what I'm talking about. Run. Okay. Everything's hunky-dory. I still, like... Can somebody please inform me? And people, whenever I ask this... People give me answers that are not the answer I want, even though it's the real answer. Which is, like, some are real and some are not. What I was gonna say is, can somebody please tell me if chiropractic science is a real thing or a scam? Because I've heard both sides of this sordid tale. I've heard some people say it's all scams. I've heard some people say it's all legit. And then I've heard some people say some are legit and some are scams. And then the least valuable feedback of all is people will say to me like, hey, it's real, my uncle's a chiropractor. And I'm like, I gotta be honest, I don't really know who you are, so you vouching for your uncle is like 2 levels of vouch, and it means nothing to me. I'm not saying, I mean, like, everybody's somebody's uncle or aunt, largely. Even if you're like an only child. I mean, you got a situation where you got to think about how hard it is to not become an uncle or an aunt. I am an uncle to 2 nieces. I am an only child, so I have no siblings of my own that could have children that would then, you know, allow me to uncle them. I don't think that's the right word, but I mean, if we use father as a verb, maybe we shouldn't use uncle as a verb. However, you get what I mean, you know? But then even despite the fact that I didn't have any, like, natural inroads to become an uncle, my wife has a sister, and her sister had 2 kids. All of a sudden, I'm an uncle. So I'm thinking, like, you gotta have a situation where either, like, you're an only child and you marry an only child. That's the only way you're getting an uncle and auntless situation, which I don't know the percentage of families that have 1 child. Not 0 or 2, but 1. It's got to be pretty low. I don't know. You know, that's the kind of thing that if the start of this run hadn't taken 4 hours, I might have taken the time to look up on Google right now. Did you spit out a bomb that farted on me, by the way? Because that's highly rude. I would have expected by this point this run would have come to fruition. Like, it's... Don't get me wrong, it's extremely strong. It's just also slightly dangerous. And this Boneheart is something I'm looking to. Like, you know, are you gonna let me down? Am I gonna let you down is really what I should be asking, I guess. Oh, no thank you. Yikes. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. A second Boneheart. I don't think he's heard of second Boneheart, Pippin. Did-it-it. Concerning hobbits, sweetheart, look it up. But yeah, wait, where was I going with this? I have no idea. I have no memory. This whole run is a fever dream for me. I'll admit to you, it's one of those situations where I was like, I got more than enough time for a run before the NLSS, and then I saw the stats, and I was like, this is not going to be a problem. And then I started taking those pills. That's where it started. That dang smile. Everything started to fall apart from that point onwards. But we're gonna get there. And we're probably only gonna be like 2 minutes late. Being 2 minutes late is not a big deal, but it's harder to be 2 minutes late and be okay with it when 3,000 people roast you for it. You know what I mean? Like, if and I'm a very punctual person for the most part, and I take pride in that, and I get very annoyed and stressed out by being late. I really do. However, if you're 5 minutes late for something, oh, that hurts. I'm not one of those guys who's like, you should never, ever be late for anything. Things happen. If I'm 5 minutes late for, like, a meeting, I walk in, and I'm like, sorry, I'm late. And they're like, I didn't even notice. Even if in my head I'm like, they're gonna lose their minds. If you're 5 minutes late for a stream, it's literally like you're in the stocks in a town square in the Victorian age. Please, I would just like to get... I just needed to get by you so I could shoot the thing that was shooting me. This is actually quite nice. We're not gonna fight this other angel statue. We're also, just for the record, probably... not going to fight Mega Satan, but we'll see. Let me just check on this message here and see how things are going. Let's do... Yeah. Oh, wait. Misty is good. I forgot. There's all sorts of things you got to consider when you're planning a Monday NLSS docket. Like today we're doing Trackmania. We're doing golf, which is kind of a gimme banter segment. It's beautiful. We played the game 50,000 times. However, the banter that comes out of it is 10 out of 10. You're not watching the show for esports, you're watching the show for banter. Whenever people are like, hey, can you mix up the first game and still provide 10 out of 10 banter? I'm like, what, you think the banter about black holes would be, like, any better if we were playing, like, Mirror's Edge in the background? What kind of weird industry do we work in here? And then the second section, we're doing Trackmania again, which I really appreciate. Apollo's doing Trackmania again because he's not a big fan of Trackmania, or at least was not a big fan of Trackmania the first time that we played it, but this time he might be a little bit more of a fan. He's giving it a chance, right? And then I said, hey, let's do Scribble, which is a Pictionary game last. Then I said, wait a minute, because I remembered, hold up, Apollo doesn't like Scribble that much, and he's already played it 55,000 times. So we could save Scribble for Wednesday and also say thank you to Apollo for acquiescing that middle segment for Trackmania. And instead, we could work together. We could cross the aisle and find something that Apollo likes to play as well. What does Apollo like to play? Mysterium. So that's how we're going to play Mysterium on today's docket. So if you ever wonder why I don't like to play like Fire Emblem, it's because I'm already working those systems in real life, okay? I don't know if we should have done this, but usually it tends to be good. By the way, we're Guppy. By the way, there's Steven. By the way, there's Diplopia. And by the way, there's 2 mystery eggs. How about that? That was a really good get, though. It's surprisingly solid situation here. We're not going to open the tempting chest. You know, it's working together. You got to work with people on stuff like this. But yeah, like being 2 minutes late for the stream, honestly, you'll laugh. But some of the people watching this would probably be cerebrally destroyed for weeks. They would not leave their bedroom for weeks. After getting the lighthearted ribbing that I get for being 5 minutes late, it would be a defining element in their lives. For me, it was Monday. Okay, just keep it moving. Just keep it moving. Ooh! Happy learned to aim. So this run should... That was so bad. Even in spite of that idiocy, this run should be completely okay. Again, the only way we could really screw it up is by being dumb. Now, we've already fulfilled that as a prerequisite. However, I think we'd have to even amp up our own dumbness factor. I'll tell you one thing. This is one of those runs we will look at without a doubt and say, like, we scraped by. So this is probably one of those situations where when you finish the run, you go, you know what? Brain's not seeing the old Isaac that well today. Forgot we had remote detonator. Thermal detonator. Why? That's not C-3PO. Thermal detonator. Gee whiz, R2. There's got to be a good joke in there. That's not Star Wars, brother. That's Storage Wars. Down, 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 down. Oh, now that's a dodge. So yeah, this is probably one of those ones where I would say we did the vast majority of little things incorrectly, and it would behoove us in the future to recognize this is a good opportunity to tighten things up and not play so fast and loose with the way we've been doing it so far. Honestly, these are good enemies to fight right now. And because we can choose when to detonate. Should give us a great ability to generate some spiders off of this. Oh, how are you supposed to compete with the curveball like that? You can't. Take it from a Super Mega Baseball 2-time champion. You just can't. Wait, I don't know what it is about... Oh, that was real close. I don't know what it is about... It's close here, actually. About chaos that gives you so many bombs. I really feel like something's busted in like in the code on that one, because it just doesn't seem like that's how it should work. So that probably wasn't how to do it, but we got it done. For now, thanks for watching. I'm just happy we're here, and I'll see you next time. See ya!